I do not envy that. I do not envy that at all. So actually, I want to now the game. I don't even know if it would really matter, but now the game's been restarted. I kind of want to investigate this a little bit because, like I said, this dude will ramp all the way up to like 40 wire, and then it just the timing of it getting delivered then starts to roll backwards. So I'm wondering if these will sometimes build up and then they roll back down, and then the efficiency goes down. And whenever the efficiency rolls back down, I'm wondering if it gets higher than it was previously. Because technically speaking, I'm supposed to have like 1.75 wire per minute extra coming out of this whole thing. So that would be super cool if it did that, just so that I knew that it was working. It's not that I don't care about that wire, but that means that there's something else broken. And it's about 300 machines ago is where it's breaking, if it's true. So I'm just going to sit here and watch this for a minute. So you get up to 34, then it goes down to 20, or 37, and then it goes down to 24. There's 40, down to 32. Down to 28. See, now it's going back down to 26. 22. 20. And then it goes back up. I've never seen this happen. It's really bizarre. Like it is the last machine and a 40 machine sushi belt manifold. So I mean it is asking a lot, but still. Get some biofuel. All right, what is the plan with this stuff? Motor factory. Thankfully, we're just syncing the wire, so it doesn't really matter. I need 10 assemblers. No. I finally made it up here. I need 11.25 manufacturers. 11.25. Let's just see how many I can fit in this space over here, and then let's see if I can get the overclocks to work. So that's gonna so right now I have it running to here, and then it just goes into this sink. Finally don't have any dunes to deal with. Grab you just so I know. Back it a bit, dude. Goes. All right, man. Not jealous. Let's go to here instead. So I will not be able to fit 11.25 manufacturers in this spot. I might be able to fit like 3. I might be able to fit like 2. So that will actually go away, but when it does, it'll fit here. Which means yeah, so I can fit basically 2. Well, damn. I really thought I'd be able to fit more. I guess I could use it as the Awesome Sync and Dimensional Depot kind of like platform, and then I can just build them. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just repeat this on the other side. Have it go that way. Like a so. Uh, 11.25 divided by 6 would be that much. Man, I was really hoping they could fit here. I thought this was... I did fill that up right there, though. This could look cool. We'll still go with this. I'll just extend that out. At least one more, maybe 2 more. Do I have that? Does the computer one have it? Computer blueprint had problems. We'll just do it manually. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ivan over on the YouTubes. Hello. What's up, man? Good morning. Happy Merry Sunday. First, you are first. Hashtag first. What am I playing? This is Satisfactory. It's a factory building game. That basically you make a whole bunch of parts to build a bigger factory, then make a bunch of parts to build a bigger factory. Then you send it up into the space elevator and build a thing up in space. Sumia, how's it going? I'm good. I'm good. How are you? You guys both over on the old Twitch. Yep, it's pretty cool. It's probably the only game that I've ever played like easily over 1,500 hours in. So if you're into like city building or city planning, factory games like Factorio, definitely check it out. It's kind of the bee's knees. Kind of the bee's knees. I appreciate that. I don't. I mainly just stream. Right now, I'm streaming Valheim and Satisfactory. Usually every Tuesday, Thursday nights around 3 or 4 Pacific is kind of when I stream, and then depending on what I've got going on the weekends, then I'll stream. I might stream like Saturday and Sunday mornings for a little bit more chill stream. Like I've been awake for 20 minutes, drinking my coffee and hanging out with y'all. Hanging out with y'all. So this one... it would end up coming over here. And then go over... Do I paint these? It's been like 2 or 3 months since the last time I built a space elevator section. I think I paint these machines different. Those aren't, but I think these over down here are, which means I should paint those. Yes. Excuse me. Pardon. Dying over here. I gotta put in this train station back because it just having this giant blank space here is really bugging me. And I need to remind myself how much room I have or don't have. The answer is not much at all. It's tight. So it should be 4 of these, I think. I think that's right. All right. Phase. What is there? What is this? I think main body, I think, is what this phase is called. Main body. I need to unload this one. And then load that one. All right, what do you need? You need rubber. You need the smart plating, which will come from the train. And you need the motor. Just to make sure, 28 times 6. Yeah, we're golden. Golden, I say. Yeah, let's just do Is that right? Yeah, okay. That is wrong. You are... Screw it. We're gonna make this a blueprint just because I know I will screw this up. With these inputs if I don't. Rubber. Okay. 11.25 divided by 6. Motor smart plating. Motor. Did I do that? Yeah. Yeah. Also, so that's the manufacturer itself. These are going to be painted special. And then they need blue accents all over the place. Could run that guy. Do I want to do that or a leg? I think I want to do that. And then maybe I send the overflow here up and over, and then it can go back down into the depot area. I think that's the good plan. We can hang lights. Gotta. Well, something like that. Do I want to do another? Probably so. Let's see, we'll have lights on that backbone that we just did. So let us see. I think it needs to be at least 18. 19, 20. That'd be 19. Maybe. Let's save this mod motor. Get it in place and then figure out what we need. So that'll go. Let's just see. Let's just count this out. So it's 13. Or this one. 13 meters horizontal. Two. And 2. Because I will forget if I don't write it down. Okay, 13. Something like that. I do believe. Yes. Damn. This is gonna be hella bright on this stuff. That'll work. Yeah. And then I'll just make that blue at like 10%. That'll work. I don't think I saved this. And then just you need to be upgraded. Because then that'll come down. Why I gotta be such a punk? Explain the games. Yeah, man. What's up? It's been a minute. How you doing? How you doing? I'm just out here struggle busting with power cables, trying to hide them as best I can. Yeah, like I said, I'm good. Easy Sunday morning. Just a little building, a little belt work, a little wire work. Not too bad. I've been awake for about an hour now. Haven't even finished my first cup of coffee, so just taking my Sunday morning easy. Did you have a good weekend? Where is my power at? Seven o'clock a.m. or p.m.? I'm gonna guess p.m. p.m. Yep. Well, that sucks. That means work is that much closer to being a thing for you. All right. We can do that. Such a scam. It's definitely like a tease. Just like, oh, yep, still the weekend, but nope. It's time to start, I don't know if dreading is the right word, but time to start thinking about work again. Not able to relax, utilize the whole weekend. It's kind of weekends are almost like a rip-off in and of themselves. It's like Saturday morning, you wake up, you're like, oh, I got to wind down from the work week. So you use the first half of Saturday, and then you gotta freaking use the last half of Sunday. Excuse you. Okay. Might play with that intensity still. That's fine, but that's easy enough. Let's just get the rest of these in. game looks complex. It can be. I guess it just depends on how complex you want to make it. I mean, it definitely gets more complex the further into the game you go. And then it's kind of up to you on how complex you want to make it yourself. I mean, technically speaking, you could beat the entire game by only building one machine at a time. Maybe not one machine, but like a handful of machines at a time, and then you just sit there and wait. What's the goal? So the goal is basically the story is you crash land on a planet to save mankind. Essentially, you need to build a bunch of parts and then send it back to the space elevator, which is this giant behemoth, and build out whatever that is up there in the sky. So there's 5 phases. I'm on phase 3, and these parts just get more and more complex as you progress, and so you just need to deliver 100 of these, 500 of these, 2,500 of these, and then you send it up to space, and then that'll move you to the next phase. The first phase is like build 50 of these parts, and it doesn't really matter how fast you build them. So everything is measured kind of in parts per minute. So like if we look at these right here, the very first machines I built, so these make 30 iron ingots per minute. You know, the most basic of basic things in the game. And so I could, make 30 of these, tear down the machine, and then send it into the next machine, build however many I need, and then just continue on. And then, just do it that way. I mean, technically speaking, you could just hand build everything up until the part that you need to send up, and then you have to build that in a machine. And so you could build them at 1 per minute. You could build them at 0.1 per minute. You could build them at 1,000 per minute. It just kind of depends on how efficient and how big you want to go. So right now, I built these 22.5, 45, and 22.5. Those are the space elevator parts from the last phase, and then I've just sent those along, and now I'm looking at 22.5, 9, and 11.25 as my numbers for the end game. So yeah, that's the goal. Have a nice Sunday. You as well, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, so that is that. I need to put it in the belts. I need to extend this, actually. let's just keep you there. One, two, three, which is here. And then you are the center. Hey, Baco, what's up, man? How you doing today? Beef cheeks for barbacoa. Hell yeah, dude. Barbacoa is so good. And not many people do it with actual beef cheeks. That's awesome. I'm usually the one who does all the cooking between my wife and I, but I put her in charge of barbacoa. She does a pretty good barbacoa in the old crock pot. We have a Traeger. I need to convince her to do her recipe and then basically hand it off to me, I think. And then I can put it on the smoker. That would probably be pretty good. I'm actually going to do, once I'm done streaming, I got to go run to the grocery store, and then I'm going to do get a bunch of ingredients for venison for deer chili. I'm going to do that tonight, I'm going to do it for tonight, this afternoon, and then we'll eat it tomorrow. And I do the chili on the Traeger. Pretty good. All right, you're hooked up. Then you're putting it in the crock pot. All right, all right. Carne guisada? What? So steak something? What? I don't know what guisada is. It's like a stew. All right. Mexican beef stew. Okay. Is it like served in a what are those things called? The lava bowls? Or no? Chips or tortilla? Is it thick, or is it brothy? Like, does it have almost like a gravy to it, kind of like how beef stew kind of has body to it? like a gravy on the thicker side. Man, that does sound good though. For sure. Is it like it's not like adobo or anything like that, right? It's just got your usual like Mexican spices and stuff. Kiv Cobb over on the YouTube. What's up? How's it going? I'm gonna have to check out this guasada. It sounds pretty good. I mean, like I'm intrigued. I'll have to look up a recipe. I always need something new to throw into the rotation. Interesting. I grew a bunch of cilantro this summer, and we finally finished it all. I'm a little burnt out on cilantro, but we did like a buttload of like shrimp tacos and whatnot. Quesada, like sada. Got it. Quesada. Obviously, I am extremely white and ignorant, so my bad for mispronouncing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make deer chili tonight. Have it for tomorrow, and then for the rest of the week. Like a martial. I don't know anything about martial art. What? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, is that like the belt? Oh, is the outfit? Gotcha. I'm so confused. I'm just an ignorant white dude. I don't know anything. Let's just say it's like ghee, like the clarified butter. How about that? Is that better? Perfect. All right. We have arrived. All right. So now oh, that's the rubber from over yonder. Rubber and motors, right? Yeah. So the next thing I gotta do is I gotta get the belt with the motors, which is that guy. And wait, is that? It's just those two belts. So I need to merge them in a better way than that. Stick them into that machine, and then I need to move this so that I can do it proper on this little platform here. Okay. Gotcha. So I've been working on these sushi belts for the last month. How much longer till phase 4? So honestly, not that long. So basically, the way I've been doing this is anything that has blue lights. So this little guy here, There's one these machines on behind the elevator, and then there's another one over there underneath everything. Those are the space elevator groupings. So it's only like a handful of machines. In this case, it's 6 machines. Those are the factories that actually build the space elevator parts. So basically, if we look at it, this came from phase 2. It's still being produced today. It's just been sinking the whole time. They just need to get delivered to the train. I'm working on this dude right now, and then I just need to build the factory for the adaptive control units. But everything is made. So all of this is what I've been working on for the past month or so, and it's all done. So that's why like the electronics factory is just disgusting and messy, and how it gets handled. This is what we were working on for like the past week or two, the motor factory. And then this was like the 2 weeks or so before the motor factory was the modular frame. So all of this is all taken care of. So it's just this one and this one. And then this is, if I open this up, it's literally just one group of machines. So honestly, I could possibly wrap up phase 3 today as far as the machines go. It won't be done producing, but for sure I could probably wrap it up. But I don't think I'm going to stream too much long. I'm gonna complete modular engines and set up all these depots and whatnot. The big problem that I've got left actually doesn't have anything to do with phase 3 parts, except for the fact that it is the train that delivers them. So a sushi belt. So the way people would normally, it really has to do with at least assemblers and more and up as far as advanced parts go. But normally, what people would do is I'm trying to find an example over here. So like this one right here. This is a belt, or excuse me, this is a belt, and it's got one single item on it, and it goes into this input, and then there's a second belt with a splitter, and it goes into this input, and that's it. So they don't mix. So it's a sushi, like think of it like a conveyor belt sushi place, where it's just one conveyor belt, and then they just put all the sushi items on it, and then you just pull what you want. A sushi belt is basically one belt. That feeds all of the inputs. Why are you? It's just one belt, and then all of the splitters are on it, and then you assign. And here's a smart splitter, and then you assign which pieces go to it. So these are the splitters are you basically grabbing the sushi off the belt. And feeding it into the machine. So it's a lot more complex. There's a lot of like caveats to it. So you have to have the correct amount, or else things start to back up. Or you have to have an overflow system in place to handle them. So it's a lot more compact of a way to do it. But it can screw things up a lot easier. And then to make life like super easy for myself, sorry, I say that sarcastically. For example, these machines here are double sushi belts, where it's like two of the inputs, this input and this input are on one sushi belt, and then these inputs are on a second sushi belt. So I have 2 sushi belts going. And then to even make it more difficult, the belt includes items that aren't even used in this machine, just because I needed a belt to go from that side of the factory all the way to over there. and then they just go all the way through and go off. So versus just running a separate belt all by itself. So it's it can be efficient as far as belt routing goes, but it can also be a giant pain in the ass. Yeah, if you back stuff up, and that's what I was battling yesterday. I don't know if you were still on whenever I was doing it. So like this machine, this wire wasn't getting enough. We weren't making enough wire, and it was because this machine wasn't producing enough wire because it wasn't getting enough copper ingots, because the copper ingots are basically a sushi belt overflow from all the way over here in this part of the factory. So then there's a belt that goes down and under, and then it travels all the way along, and then it manifolds through up to that machine. And I just wasn't there's potentially still an issue with it, but it seems to be working right now. Yeah, so that's why. And because that wasn't working and I didn't have an overflow, then all 60 of these machines backed up. And then that caused the steel over here to back up, which then caused the concrete to back up, which then caused da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's why it took like 2 hours to fix that yesterday. ADL147, new to your stream, dude. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Are you reading chat? Yeah, I'm reading chat. Are you reading chat? Okay, so that is... So back to where we were. These need to go into there. So why build in the desert? So you don't have to deal with trees or mountains. So, the thing about the desert is basically there's almost everything that you need. As far as resources go, like there's not uranium for nuclear power, which I'm not there yet. That's the big thing that I'm looking forward to doing. And there's not aluminum, but there's pretty much everything else. So you can kind of just stay in it. So that's what the goal was, to use trucks as much as possible, as much as they're a pain in the ass right now, that I've come to realize. Oh, and oil, but there's some oil right here. And then I train that in. But everything else is pretty much available to some degree. But yeah, so and then the elevation is relatively flat, you know, if you build up high enough. That's kind of what I've been dealing with, is there's a giant sand dune that runs right here. And so having to deal with some of that. I want to do a recorded series, and that'll actually be not in the desert. It'll be off in that direction. Sebi, nice work. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. If you like Megafactories, this is where we are. No issues with stability or build height. You mean like stability, like computer, or like my computer stability? Like just being too much to handle? I haven't had any of those problems. Some people, there's a couple streamers and content creators that are doing giant Megafactory builds, and they are definitely getting up there in item count, as far as like number of items in their factory, like buildable pieces and machines and stuff, and then it's starting to stutter and whatnot. I'm okay at this point. If I get close to that power tower over there, it starts to stutter a little bit, but besides that, everything seems to be fine. Oh. Stability or build height. So build height is like, I don't know if there is a build height. You can build really freaking tall, like way taller than you should. And stability, I mean, I'm dealing with power stability problems because I need more power, but that's the only thing. Yeah, you can build as high as you want. Like, you could build all the way up to that platform right there if you wanted to. I'm pretty sure there's nothing up there, but yeah, I mean, you could do that. I've thought about doing so like once I finish this playthrough, I've thought about like maybe doing another stream series where it's like kind of like I don't know if you've ever seen it or played this way in Minecraft where it's like one chunk. So maybe build out a platform that's like 16 by 16 and then to build straight up and then only be able to build in that area. Obviously I have to build outside of that for like bringing in resources and whatnot, but that's kind of, I've thought about doing that just as like a challenge. It would obviously be a much smaller factory, but as far as items produced, but yeah, I thought about doing that. I think that could be kind of a cool challenge. How big of an area in this game would you go? For the chunk size, it would be, I would have to probably do like 16 foundations to make it doable. So a chunk in Minecraft is like 16 blocks, I think. So I'd probably do that. So like that's 10, so almost a little bit bigger than that, and then do it like that. I'd probably do it out here in the desert just because there is so many resources that I could bring in. But it would be 16 of these. I think this truck stop is like 12. So it'd be a little bit bigger than this platform. I'd probably do like a test run, maybe like through phase 2 just to get a handle on what numbers I could actually realistically produce with it. Because it definitely would become a problem once you get into like these guys, and there's even bigger machines, so. All right. So you will come from there. That's not what I wanted it to do. That's fine. Cool, so then that is, I just have to connect that belt, and then that will actually be these being produced. Now I just need to get to do something to get rid of them. So actually I'm gonna build this out here so I can actually turn it on. And we'll figure out where and how that belt does stuff here in a second. Mark 4. Oh shit, it's this one doesn't use modular frame. Modular frames goes to the other space elevator part. Whoops. I think so I could just keep it on this line and then yeah, we're gonna do that. We're just gonna keep it on the line. And I'll deal with removing it before the other space elevator part gets put on the train. But then that means I need to go handle the train. Damn it. So, stators, motors, rotors. Excess modular. I might save modular frames later in the chain. Maybe even technically I'll save them in the phase 4 part of the chain. That one extra wire will get synced. Stator, motor, rotors. Okay. Something like that. If I was a smart man, I probably would have built. Factory looks so amazing. Well, thank you. It's been a struggle. The struggle has been real. There's not like a lot of detail, but there's just so much of it that it definitely is its own character. But appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna redo this so that lines up. Go here. It's all about just finding different ways to do the same thing. That's all it is. That looks cooler. No reason to do it, but that's probably a good example of just doing something different each time. Okay, that will feed all of you. You need motor. Rotor. Right now I'm producing not that much. Let me hook this up and then I'll go. I'll tell you. Well, actually, there's a battery right here. That'll be the best place. I'm not making enough. I'll tell you that much. Just under 28, but my max consumption is almost 30. So thankfully stuff is not turned on currently, or it's Yeah, it's not turned on, or it's just getting synced and not being utilized yet. The main power comes from this diluted fuel factory power plant, so it's using packaged water, and then it goes into these guys, but that's nowhere near enough. That's only like 14 or 16,000, and so I've got another one of these temporarily set up over on the coast over yonder, providing me with extra power until I get further along. Hopefully, I want to do nuclear power, so I'm hoping I can get to that off of this temp setup, and then I can tear all the temp stuff down, and then be good. But I don't think that's going to work out how I want it, so we'll see. Don't really need to do that. Do I have any power? I know I got power around here somewhere. Here we go. Cover all this back up. We don't talk about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Ugh. Stuck. Cool. And then... So you can then be turned on... Back, you go here. Oh, whoopsie. Motor. Overflow. Where are... There are stators. Is it still just filling up these machines? Oh, I don't need stators for this. Okay, there's a stator. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. I gotta get smart plating, which is buried in the heart of Texas. Actually, I think I remember I already fixed the routing on it. It's already being delivered to the train. If I remember right. Is it adaptive control units that use the... Yes. So these fellas... Of course I can't go down right there. Okay, so everything is being sent here already. It just has to get loaded. And then that goes in. The train would then take off. Train goes down here, out and around, unloads. Unloads from this dude. I kind of want to build another phase 2 train station over yonder. So maybe what I'll do is... really doesn't want to make that sharp of a turn. That sucks. Okay. Then the parts that go to the other side can go back in. Because you're set to unload, that would load them back in. Does that work? Can you load and unload at the same time? I don't think you can. Because it's set to that. This one is set to load. Okay, can't do that. But that means I can swap you to over here. But you, that's fine, because then the modular, whatever comes out of here, which is the versatile frames and adaptive control units. They can exit here. Everything exits. Grab the modular frames, take them to the far side of the factory, make the adaptive control units. Versatile frames just get loaded back into the cart, into the car, and then it goes back to main where it unloads. Because that train for this car should be set to unload. The only one that's set to load is this first one. Unload. For now, it would be set to unload. Because technically, once we start phase 4 and then it'll do its thing, the parts will not do anything here. They'll just go back out until they shouldn't even come back here, really. They'll just go on to the next train station. All right. I got this. Can I use... Yeah. But I need to load these back onto there. That's annoying. This could be my loading one, which means I need to move that over one. You are watching the road. Oh. It's very relaxed. It's like, what? All right. I'm sorry you have to go to work. But I appreciate the dedication to watching the stream. That's crazy. Hopefully, one day very soon, that won't have to be a deal where you have to watch the road. We'll just all FSD will just work perfect. So that will be my train one to load back into the train. And then I need one belt for unloading. Let's see. I think I've got plenty of room on that belt. Because I'm only doing, it'd be 22.5, 22.5, that's 45. It'd be 90. Yeah, I've got enough room on that. Could keep you in. Yeah, we're gonna go inside. Although it could be kind of cool. I think I'm gonna. We'll run the inputs through the floor. The outputs will. We'll run to there. Nope. Can I, what if I made this super tall? And then let's do sit there. Oh, you're gonna be stupid. And then you guys need to go to a merger. And then you come along to over there. So now everything will go through there. It'll come out there. And then was that? And then it'll go here. Then that's where it'll load back into the train. And I should do this as a double. And then you get loaded into this car, which is set to load. Almost screwed that one up. Like so. Trying to make sure in my head how this all works. Because this is technically, I guess this is right. This is phase 2 stuff unloading. This is phase 3 stuff loading. And then whenever it gets back over to that train station, the main one, it'll unload from that car into a container. For now, it'll unload into that container. I could even have it unload and then reload into this container on them in the main station, and then just have an overflow system to get rid of the garbage, and then I can just grab parts from there to load into the space elevator for this phase. Okay. So then this one, this should actually be a programmable, and it needs to be what does this need to be? Versatile frames, modular engines. adaptive control units. So then that will go there, that will load into the train and go on its merry way. Now I just got to run the train, make the train work. Which means we need to set the destination for the for the train pickup. No. I just need a way for the train to get back to the main station. That was 2-meter ramps. Yep. I don't know if I can make that. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I could have it come... instead. I don't. The problem is that I have to basically make a decision on where phase 4 is going to be. I'm not exactly ready to do that. How do I make my turns? I thought it was 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, come on. Work with me here. Shit. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Why is that? Why are you saying too sharp? Can a train fit there? No. Of course not. So, can I guess just go up one? Okay, that'll just connect there. That looks like crap. So let's just keep you. All right, time for work. See you next stream. See you, dude. Have a good, have fun working. Sorry. Okay. So how many Oh, that's old chat. It just flickered for a second. Okay, so where do I want to take this train? I think my only real choice, real option, problem is going to be elevation. That's going to hit that dune. I know it is. There's no real way to get up and over that dune. Would it be crazy to loop back on it? And have it go... Oh, this is a different... It's a different train track. That would be stupid. That would be a bad idea. Could have been cool, though. I could merge it with this one. I don't want to risk slowing that one down. That one's pretty critical. This side of the map needs more lights. It's pretty dark. That has lights. This has lights. None of this has lights. I need to add lights to all this. This needs more lighting. I think I need to do some planning with this train. So I think I'll do that in between now and probably Tuesday on the next stream. If I don't stream tomorrow. If I don't stream tomorrow, maybe I'll stream tomorrow, but only play Valheim. I definitely want to get further along in that game. But I think I need to do some proper planning for this train because it's basically going to impact the rest of the game. And it's kind of the only thing that I don't have any idea on. Everything else is kind of roughly planned, but except for where it's going to live in the map. The numbers are there, and the items produced are there. The items to be produced are there. But I don't know where they're going to live, and because of that, I don't know where the train needs to go. And so I kind of need to lay that out. So I think I'm going to do that in between streams where I can just screw around with these tracks for a couple hours because that's not going to be good content. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it there, Baka. I know you're going to like that whole Valheim content. Watch me get my ass kicked by some cave trolls and whatnot. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks for tuning in, Fluffy. I know you're gone, but thanks for hanging out this morning. And everyone over on the YouTubes appreciates it. I'll see you guys next time.